Before blood pressure falls, before oxygen drops, before the alarms scream, this waveform already knows. One tiny line, glowing white in the darkness of the operating room. It reveals airway collapse, cardiac arrest, malignant hyperthermia, a breathing circuit disconnected, a tube in the wrong place. It speaks before anything else does. Most people never notice it. Anesthesia providers cannot stop watching it. This is the capnography waveform, and in anesthesia, carbon dioxide tells the truth first. Every breath contains a story. When your cells consume oxygen, they produce carbon dioxide as a byproduct. That CO2 dissolves into the blood, travels to the lungs, gets exhaled with every breath. The concentration of CO2 at the end of each exhalation, the very last part of the breath, the part that comes from the deepest, most gas-exchanging parts of the lung, that is end-tidal CO2, ETCO₂. Normal value, 35 to 45 millimeters of mercury. That number is not random. It is a direct reflection of three things. Metabolism, how fast your cells are producing CO2. Circulation, how efficiently blood is carrying CO2 from tissues to lungs. Ventilation, how effectively the lungs are eliminating that CO2. Metabolism times circulation divided by ventilation. Change any one of those variables, and the ETCO₂ changes. This is the genius of capnography. In a single number, in a single waveform, you are seeing a window into the metabolism, circulation, and ventilation of your patient simultaneously, in real time, breath by breath, every 15 seconds or so. No other monitor does this. The blood pressure cuff tells you about 1 moment in time every 2 to 5 minutes. The pulse oximeter lags 10 to 30 seconds behind arterial oxygen content. The capnography waveform is continuous, immediate, honest. It tells you what is happening inside your patient with every single breath they take. And when something goes wrong, it is almost always the first monitor to know. Now look at the normal waveform. This is what you should see with every breath. Phase 1, the flat baseline. Inspiration, dead space air with no CO2. The line sits at 0. Phase 2, the rising slope. Early exhalation, mixed dead space and alveolar gas. CO2 beginning to appear. The line begins to climb. Phase 3, the alveolar plateau. The flat top of the waveform. Pure alveolar gas. CO2 concentration equilibrating. This is the part that matters most, the end tidal point, the very last moment of exhalation, the highest CO2 concentration, the peak of the plateau. This is the number on your monitor. Phase 0, the sharp descent. Inspiration begins. Fresh gas washes CO2 away. Line drops back to 0. That shape, rising slope, flat plateau, sharp descent back to baseline. That beautiful square mountain shape is one of the most reassuring sights in the operating room. Because as long as that shape is normal, your patient is breathing effectively. Their circulation is delivering CO2 to the lungs. Their metabolism is functioning. The tube is in the trachea. The circuit is connected. The waveform is telling you everything is okay, until it isn't. This is where the capnography becomes a thriller. Because each pattern of distortion, each deviation from that beautiful square mountain tells a specific story, and each story is a crisis. The shark fin. The normal square plateau begins to slope upward. The flat top is gone. Instead, a rising angle, like a shark's dorsal fin cutting through water. This is bronchospasm. The airways are obstructing. Airflow is uneven. Different lung regions empty at different rates. CO2 arrives at the sensor at different times from different alveoli. The plateau can't form. It rises instead. Your first warning before peak pressures climb, before the wheeze becomes audible. The capnography saw it first, the sudden flat line. One breath, normal. Next breath, nothing. The waveform disappears completely. The number drops to 0. This is esophageal intubation, until proven otherwise. Immediately, the tube is in the esophagus. CO2 is not being exhaled through the circuit. There is no waveform because there is no gas exchange. You have seconds. No other monitor catches this as immediately as capnography. The pulse oximeter will look fine for 30 to 60 seconds. Blood pressure won't change yet. Heart rate won't change yet. But the capnography already knows, already at 0, already screaming. The slow volcanic rise. The ETCO₂ begins climbing, slowly at first, then faster. Was 38, now 52, now 67, now 79. Despite everything you do to ventilate the patient, despite increased respiratory rate, despite increased tidal volume, it keeps climbing. This is CO2 being produced faster than any ventilator can eliminate it. This is metabolic hyperactivity at a catastrophic scale. This is malignant hyperthermia. The waveform is watching the uncontrolled metabolism of every skeletal muscle in the body. It sees it before the temperature rises. It sees it before the rigidity develops, before the heart rate climbs dramatically. The ETCO₂ told you first. The sudden cliff, mid-case, everything stable. Then ETCO₂ drops, sharply, suddenly. Was 38, now 22, now 14. You haven't changed the ventilator. Nothing changed on your end, but something changed in the circulation. Less blood is reaching the lungs. Less CO2 is being delivered for exhalation. Cardiac output has fallen. This could be pulmonary embolism, cardiac arrest, severe hemorrhage, tension pneumothorax, venous air embolism. The capnography waveform just told you that the circulation is in crisis, before the blood pressure cuff has even cycled. And then, if CPR is being performed, the ETCO₂ gives you one more piece of information: the quality of your chest compressions. Higher ETCO₂ during CPR, better cardiac output from compressions. Lower ETCO₂, compress harder, faster, deeper. The waveform is coaching you through the resuscitation. And when the heart starts again, when ROSC occurs, the ETCO₂ suddenly surges, jumps dramatically. The waveform explodes back to life on the screen. In the chaos of a resuscitation, this surge is one of the first signs that the heart is beating again, before the pulse is palpable, before the blood pressure returns. The capnography knows. This is what it looks like in the real operating room. The case is routine. The patient is stable. The surgeon is working. Someone put music on. And the capnography waveform is quietly changing. Not dramatically, not suddenly, slowly. The plateau is starting to slope ever so slightly. The ETCO₂ is 43, was 38 10 minutes ago. A small change, easy to miss, easy to attribute to positioning, to a change in metabolic rate, to nothing important. But the anesthesia provider is watching, because they know that the capnography waveform does not lie. It does not have artifacts the way the blood pressure cuff does. It does not lag the way the pulse oximeter does. It does not tell you about one moment in time. It tells you about every breath. And right now, it is telling them something is changing. They turn up the volatile agent slightly. They check the circuit. They feel the reservoir bag. ETCO₂ 47. They tell the surgeon, "Just a moment, something is changing on my monitors." The surgeon pauses. ETCO₂ 52. And now the airway pressure alarm begins to sound. The bronchospasm that the capnography saw 2 minutes ago is now visible everywhere. The capnography gave them a 2-minute warning, 2 minutes to think, 2 minutes to prepare, 2 minutes to have the salbutamol already drawn up before the crisis was obvious. That 2-minute warning is the difference between a managed complication and a crisis. This is what capnography does for anesthesia providers every single day, quietly, continuously, honestly. A tiny waveform, glowing green in the darkness, watching every breath, telling the truth before anyone else does. One tiny breath contains more information than most people realize. The CO2 in that breath has traveled from your cells, through the bloodstream, through the right heart, through the pulmonary circulation, into the alveoli, past the sensor, and in that journey, it has carried a report. A report on your metabolism, a report on your circulation, a report on your ventilation, a report on whether the tube is in the right place, a report on whether your heart is still pumping. And the anesthesia provider at the head of that table reads that report with every single breath, every 15 seconds or so, silently, continuously, all case long. Most people in that room never look at that waveform. To the anesthesia provider, it is the first thing they see when the case starts, and the last thing they check before they hand over care. Because in anesthesia, carbon dioxide tells the truth first. And the people who know how to read it see danger before danger announces itself. That is what capnography is. That is what you are. I'm Anesthesia Buddy. If this changed how you see that tiny glowing waveform, share it with someone who needs to see it differently. Subscribe to Anesthesia Buddy. Stay sharp. I'll see you in the next one.